This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Yo, what is up, K-Gun Report 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? This is Swank, your host of the K-Gun Report, Season 3, Episode 26. Tonight we are talking about how the Buffalo Bills completely destroyed the Super Bowl defending champs, Los Angeles Rams. We're going to talk about all that game, all your questions and comments. We're also going to get into this Week 2 matchup, that long stretch that we got between Thursday night, Week 1, and Monday night, Week 2. We're going to get on it. Let's do it. Hit this intro, and we're going to go get to cracking.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Yo, as promised, here we are, right here. Us three admins for 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. Right below me, that boy right there. He's one half of a twin tandem. Jarrod Reed.
This guy?
That's you, buddy.
FLX Mafia in the house, representing everybody in between the Seneca Lake, Canandaigua Lake, and Cuca Lake. Go Bills.
Ooh, go Bills.
I added
All right.
one.
Nice.
Yeah, good job.
I'm glad that you made it longer. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Right here to this side of me, Mr. Scooter Magooter. The other part of that twin tantrum, Scary.
Yeah, buddy. Hey. Bills fans, Minky Boodle, Thin Man Brewery. Love the stuff. It's a sour beer, but I'm cheersing to a Bills victory. We're 1-0, a dominant 1-0 on to the Tennessee Titans for Monday Night King football. Glad to be here, guys. Finally, we can talk about a Bills regular season win and then our next opponent. Can't wait.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yo, we're gonna jump right into this game here. I think the way we're gonna do it up is you guys out there in comment town, man, hit us with your questions, your comments, your takes on this last week's game. We're gonna throw that up. We're gonna go through what we liked and disliked. There isn't a whole lot to dislike. And then I want to do rattle the reads at the midway point. We'll get a little a little trivia brain teaser for these two boys. And then we'll go right into that Monday Night Titans game. So, tonight we got Mr. Paul Rossi saying, let's go Buffalo. We got Patrick Hughes saying, Mafia mount up. We're 1-0. That's goddamn right.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rob Mullen. Hey, what's up, Rob?
Hey,
We got Josh Cook saying, what up, everybody? We got Brother Brent saying, get to cracking. Josh Williams. Hey, let's go Buffalo. Hell yeah. We got Ellen Lartz. Mafia mount up. Titans are next. Go Bills.
Mount up!
We got Uncle James saying domination. What's up, Uncle James? We got Robert Bedat. Got him, Bills. Lonnie Cook. What's up, guys? We got all of our favorites out here hanging out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome.
We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere, man. Come hang out. We got Mike Voigt. What's up?
What's up?
We got Jarrod Reed talking to himself.
Hey. Get in there on the YouTube land to conversate with them peeps over there.
I want to talk too.
I want to say something. I want Swank to say my name.
Jarrod Reed.
Say my name.
All right.
There you go.
Listen. Let's get into it. Week 1, right here.
Yes.
Week 1 matchup. Buffalo Bills versus Los Angeles Rams. There was so much hype around this game. They were lowering the Super Bowl banner. We're in SoFi. It's the most extravagant, expensive stadium. The Rock is announcing the team. There's just John Hamm's doing the commercial for the game. Like, it was so Hollywood, so Los Angeles. And just like Hollywood, the Los Angeles Rams are fake. We went in there and stomped their ass out 31-10. It was a beautiful display. There's so much to talk about this game here, and I want to keep it rolling and going. So we're going to start right up top here with my boy Scott. And Scott, why don't you tell me what you thought about this defense?
Wow, is all I'm going to say. 7 sacks, and I think you called on me because my bold prediction was 5+ sacks there, Swank.
I did.
Only thing is, I didn't think they were going to do it without bringing any blitzes. I read an interesting stat today saying they didn't bring any kind of pass blitz. They may have brought a run blitz every once in a while, which they did outstanding against the run. As far as this defensive line goes, I think it was under or pretty close to 3 yards a carry against not a bad, to the point where Akers had 3 rushes, 0 yards, and they got away from him because he couldn't handle the pass rush either. So this defensive line, this defense as a whole, man, oh man, wow, 7 sacks without a blitz called by Leslie Frazier. I found that amazing, and it keeps the playbook hidden from everyone else that wants to strategically plan against these guys. A lot of stunts, of course. That's what happens in a D-line nowadays, but wow, that's all I'm going to say. That defensive line was impressive.
Do you want to know an interesting fact about Leslie Frazier and that defense?
What, Jarrod?
Since PFF started and Sports Sciences started, there's only been 3 games where a defensive team did not blitz. All 3 of those games were the Buffalo Bills, twice against Kansas City, and once this past Thursday against the Rams. 3 times. And it's all been Buffalo and Frazier.
That's a sweet stat.
Wow.
Stat. What I was going to say real quick is Paul Rossi on this subject says, what I've read, Ed Oliver will be ready for Monday in the Titans. Is that what everyone else is hearing? You guys heard anything about that? What happened, if you missed it, was he got tweaked in the game. He was seen in a walking boot leaving the stadium right after. He had a presser. He said that he didn't think it was going to keep him down. It was mostly precautionary. You guys heard anything other than the fact that Ed Oliver will be good to go on Monday?
That's what I heard, precautionary until they could do some more images to find out if it's a legit injury. And from what I've heard is he'll be good to go on Monday. Yep, that's what I've heard. Nice.
Let's see. Paul Rossi, love how Vaughn talked to home after the fumble. Talked to home. Oh, probably Cook, right? That's
right.
Gotta be a little auto text, yeah. Von Miller, man. I mean, you went through all that little thing. I mean, there's so much to talk about with the D, and let's try and keep it blocked here. But like, I'll go. Von was an animal as advertised. Like, oh, he's getting older. Oh, who knows what he's got left in the tank? I'd say 2 sacks in a night and feeding that fire with a 4-man rush. And I think there's plenty in the tank. Tackles for losses, QB pressures. he's there and he's amped, and he's not only on the field amping people up, he's on the sideline amping his guy. Told Groot to go get it, and what did Groot do? He went and got it.
Got it.
What I mean? Like, this dude is a leader among men, like absolute leader. And yeah, James Cook had that fumble. It was unfortunate. I'm sure that'll be in the showcased in one of the negative parts of the game, right? But what happened after he fumbled, if you listen to the mic'd up, because Vaughn, of course, he was mic'd up for this game, right? And it's a great little video. You can hear everything he was talking about. He went up to Cook and he was like consoling him and just saying, you know, whatever. And in the press conference afterwards, he said, you know, there's lots of running backs that did that. It has done that same thing. You know, lots of great running backs that fumbled their first game, and they're all fine. You know, he just got it out of the way, basically. So a nice bunch of support from somebody that's not even on the same side of the ball as Cook, you know, so that's cool. What do you think there, Jerry?
There was a play where Stafford got sacked, and there was 3 defensive line that were falling on him. And if you rewind it and look at during the replay, you see Von Miller getting double teamed, and then the rest of the line just demolishing the guys up in front of him and meeting at the quarterback. So the unsung hero of that play has got to be Von Miller taking two blocks. And that's what's awesome about this game. This defense, I noticed right off the bat, Tremaine Edmonds came up. It was a run play. Tremaine Edmonds come up, and he ran to the wrong gap or away from the ball. And I was like, where the hell is he going? And I realized he was filling his gap. He came up, filled the gap. The whole defensive line filled its own gap, and they got a tackle for loss. So unselfish play your responsibilities. And I think Von Miller probably has something to do with a lot of that, saying if you just stick to the game plan and listen to what Frazier has to say, we will go a long way. And gosh, man, I'm happy Von Miller's on our team.
Guys, real quick after that first play, and the announcers know better. They know better. Von Miller goes to the outside. He gets pushed to the outside by the tackle, and I can't remember who said it, but he handled him pretty well there.
Collingsworth. Of course it was Collingsworth.
Did you guys, like, when you saw that and when he commented on that, did you to yourselves think he's just setting him up?
Here it comes. Yeah.
He's setting him up in the very same exact drive, looked the same exact way like he was going outside, bull rushed him, pushed him right back into Stafford. Man, wow. Von Miller still has it.
Yeah, you know, we haven't talked about Jordan Phillips. You know, he had 2 sacks. Patrick Hughes is saying that Jay Phillips' INT was too sweet. I think it was actually Boogie.
Basham.
Yep. Boogie had that. But yeah, I mean, the tackles were eating like crazy. And I got to believe if Ed wouldn't have got banged up, he would have been right in the mix with all that too. I mean, he was in the backfield having a hell of a game before he got hurt. You know, and we're talking about that line. Let's talk about these corners, these young corners. 6th round pick starting over the first rounder. Scott and I were talking about it before we came on the air. I mean, if you look at the snap counts, I think it's only 6 snap difference between the two. But it does make a huge statement that, you know, Elam did not get to start. So I thought they held their own. I don't know if you guys saw anything different. I think, like, as far as rookies are concerned, there was less mistakes than I would have expected in the first NFL outing, and with them splitting reps like that. Right or wrong?
I mean, I think you're right.
Think about this, Swank and Jarrod. They brought 4 the whole game, didn't blitz once. So what's that tell you, Leslie Frazier, what kind of confidence he has in the secondary?
Yeah.
I mean, to not throw in some blitzes to help out that cornerback situation tells me that he knows exactly what he has locked and loaded at that cornerback position. I was surprised to see Elam over Benford. It was you're right. It's about 6 or 9 extra snaps. But, yeah, Cooper Kupp played the slot majority of the game. Taron Johnson did his own. Cooper Kupp's going to get his yards and his catches. You're not going to stop that. But the fact that the team only scored 10 points and Taron Johnson held his own. Allen Robinson wasn't even a name in that game. Higbee was not even mentioned.
Not even
so either Stafford didn't have time, like we know he didn't, to throw the ball, or those corners had it locked down so well that that first, that second, third read maybe weren't even there.
John makes a good point. He played zone in college more. So, I mean, maybe it's a week-to-week scheme kind of thing where, like, one will play a little bit more than the other based on whether it's a man matchup or a zone matchup. Again, I think they did amazing. If we're cruising right along, linebacker play. I know there was at least one play where you could be like, damn it, Edmonds. And that was like Poyer had to run up, push him over. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, you threw it right on the messenger.
I think
We were
Scott
talking about.
did. Yeah, I think
Yep.
Scott did. Yeah, Jordan Poyer ran up and tapped Edmonds to get him in the right position. And I think that was the blown play. Big yardage to the right side. I mean, also, Jordan Poyer blew that touchdown in the end zone to Cooper Kupp. So those two things, whatever. I think aside from that Tremaine Edmonds play, I thought he was tackling soundly. I thought he was thumping people. I thought he was playing pretty solid. Maybe not an all-star game, but also like definitely doing his part. I was pretty happy with the way he was playing for the most part. Milano was being a beast as well. What do you guys think about that?
Tremaine Edmonds gets the knock for not making splash plays. And I've been thinking about this a lot today, like splash plays, like interceptions, fumble recovers, forced fumbles. As a team game on this defense, he had 10 tackles. He was responsible for one interception because Stafford had to throw over him. That's the one that Poyer caught.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy splash plays. You have Michael or Brian Urlacher, you have Ray Lewis. They were all splash play guys. They got the ball in their hands. As Tremaine Edmonds playing our linebacker, I don't mind that he doesn't get the splash plays because he's giving his teammates the splash plays. We got 7 sacks and 3 interceptions. No pass was caught over the middle Thursday besides the running backs coming out and doing little hitches and getting the ball to him. And every time the running back caught the ball, they were tackled right away. Tremaine Edmonds is a force to be reckoned with at that linebacking position, regardless. And him filling the gap, like I said earlier, and him putting his head on a helmet, he is playing, I think, great. And like you said, the Poyer incident where the Poyer and Hyde are the back guys that are making sure that everything's aligned, even when the linebackers trying to instruct everybody where to go, he might line up wrong. So he came up and made his adjustment. And like I said, it's a team game. And Tremaine, keep pumping away. I don't care if you have 140 tackles with no ints or no fumble recoveries. Your teammates are going to get those all. And I give a lot of credit to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked in the offseason a little bit about how, like, I was listening to a podcast, I think Locked On Bills, and Joe Marino was talking about how this defense is built around Tremaine Edmonds and his physical ability. And some of the stuff, yeah, it doesn't flash, but the fact that he can get upfield after crowding the line to blitz to get in a passing lane, he's quick enough and athletic enough to actually do that, and a lot of linebackers aren't. And a lot of this defense is kind of based around that. So I think he's an important part of this defense for sure, and I think that maybe this is the year he breaks out, and hopefully, Lady Bills gets her wish, and, he turns into an MVP this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So anything else with the defense? We got Joey Hatch saying if everybody's asking why we spent all that money on Von Miller, you don't have to ask no more. First series, first sack. Yep. Paul Rossi, hard to hate Tremaine's game leading the team with 10 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah, anything else with the D-boys?
Very impressive D against the McVay offense of the Rams that came out last year, first 10 games scoring over 30 points a game. This was no slouch of an offense. And they held their own, not blitzing, having the 4-man front, take care of business, the cornerbacks. And to the point about the zone defense with Benford, I agree with that 100%. If you find that, say, this week against the Titans, they don't have really well-known wide receivers, you may find that the Bills are paying more attention to the run, may play a lot more man defense, where you will see Kyer Elam out there more than Benford. So it may be situational football for that, for sure.
Defense. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
That defense was put in a couple of hard situations, too, with the turnovers, and they locked down when they had the opportunity. So 4 turnovers, and they still kept the team to 10 points. Impressive.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's a great point. I think the D stepped up, and none of it – everybody on the team looked confident. Nobody looked shook. Nobody, I mean, it was exactly what we wanted it to be week 1. We wanted them to come in there and whoop ass. I did want to give a shout-out to Mr. Dane Jackson.
I knew, yeah.
Dane Jackson, Sunday Sessions, I made mention that he was one of those dudes that was going to be an X factor of sorts, and nobody's talked about him really. He's kind of been, pushed to the corner like, save him because he's a starter, blah blah blah. So we didn't really know what to expect other than that the coaching staff had faith in him. And look at this dude coming out and getting a pick right off the bat. I love it, man. I love it. I love that he's getting a little respect on his name, and I love that quarterbacks think they can challenge him, and he just proved them dead wrong.
Yeah,
So,
good quarterback at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He baited a guy on zone defense.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go. You know you want to talk about this offense.
1-0, baby.
Everybody wants to talk about this offense. Everybody wants to talk about angry runs winner Josh Allen, week 1, Buffalo Bills, for stiff-arming that corner linebacker, whatever the hell. I think he was a corner, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Was it
Corner,
number
yep.
2, Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Stiff-arming him into the next county. God, and this offense is so fun to watch. Jerry, take us away, man. Take us on this offensive journey.
The offensive journey. They had a couple mishaps at the beginning with the 3 fumbles. Actually, one was at the end, but the offense got going, scored on the first drive of this season, and I think it was 9 plays, 6 minutes, and a touchdown. Yeah, I don't. This Josh Allen fella, man, aren't you? He's a beast. He's something else. He's when he was running that ball and he had that stiff arm. He had the ball in the wrong side of his body. And then when he was going around the corner, he switched it over. And as soon as I saw that ball switching over, I knew that stiff arm was coming out.
It's gonna bounce his helmet off the turf like a basketball, man.
Yeah, and he's just different. He's different, and I say that because there was a discussion. People on WGR today, they were discussing Allen versus Mahomes and how their running styles are different. Mahomes is a pass guy. He's not going to sit there and run. He'll come up to the pocket and look to pass first. Where Allen drops back. Does his reads. When he decides to take off, he's running with the intentions to pass, but he's not slowing down for that defensive line or the linebackers or anybody trailing to catch up. So if nothing's to be made, if no decision is to be made before that line of scrimmage, he's running the ball. And that's where I think, knock on wood, that's going to be his saving grace is when he decides that he's going to go up the field and try to make a play either on his legs or pass the ball to someone across the field or not, he's going 100%. And man, he's knocking people. Stiff arm again. I feel every other week it's something else. Just amazing. There's a lot to go on offense. I don't even know where to start. Like Devin Singletary had a great game, 6 yards per carry. Yeah,
Well,
Jarrod, did you see the next gen stat that they pointed out about Josh Allen?
No.
Yeah.
12 miles an hour on his touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
To your point of you saying him running full speed with still in the intention to pass the ball, but still committed to running, it's kind of difficult for that defense to figure out. I think it's the fastest a quarterback has been running for a pass that's been recorded at 12 miles an hour. So that's why I brought that up, because you brought up that whole running the ball and passing the ball thing.
Well, I think like a lot of Josh Allen's game has just molded together, and the biggest unifier of both of his styles with running and passing is that he's decisive. Like right here, man, Paul Rossi averaged 2.9 seconds to release for Josh.
Yep.
He wasn't doing that his first 2-3. He wasn't doing that last year. He steps back. He can evaluate the field quickly and know exactly where he's going that quick. That's how he took Aaron Donald out of this game. 1 sack, and you never heard from that man ever again. There's that Stephon Diggs presser where they were talking about the touchdown, and Stephon Diggs said, Josh drew that up in the dirt because he noticed that Donald wasn't on the field, and he told him just to run as far as he could, as fast as he could. That's what that play was. That wasn't a Dorsey call. That was Josh Allen being like, Darnold's not here, I'm going to have time, go.
Mm-hmm.
And look at how far we've come, dude. He's wanted to be that player since he was a rookie. Now he is that player. That was the most surgical, display. I mean, it's just a continuation, only better from last year, One bad throw the guy had all night. One bad interception. I'll take his stat line with one bad interception and one interception that was more on my boy Little Dirty, than anything else. I'll take that and ride with it all the way to the Super Bowl. The dude is just a god among men. He's getting it, and it's clicking, and it's beautiful. So,
I want to give a silent clap. I clap loud, but I would hurt your guys' ears. Ken Dorsey, congratulations, man.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
This offense looked totally different than it did last year under Dable. Due to the fact that, did you notice the runs that Singletary had?
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them was one of those predictable runs up the middle. The
Weird.
one where Reggie Gilliam went in motion, came across. They did a lot of outside zone runs, which benefits greatly the single cut type running backs. And that's the best kind of run Singletary can do, is those outside zones. And I absolutely loved it. Average 6 yards a carry. Jarrod, you said 5 for the season. I say give him the ball 12, 13 times a game. You know what I mean? Take away some of these Allen designed runs. He does enough on his own with the scrambles where he can get the jitterbugs out. But man, Ken Dorsey, his runs were unorthodox as compared to last year. His play action passes were spot on. I don't know if you guys noticed that first drive, but the Rams play a 2-zone defense. And the one time that they didn't, the one time that they had one safety high and they were playing a man, it's almost like a zero coverage, is when they did that play action pass with no one else out, no one else going out for a pattern except for Gabriel Davis, and he was wide open. So I don't know if it was just an opportunistic play or if it was something that Ken Dorsey may have seen and said, let's commit to this play action pass, have one person go out for the pass, he's going to be wide open. We'll never know how it was seen, but the one time that the Rams changed up their 2 deep zone, the one time they gambled, they got burned hard, and it was just a struggle for the rest of the game. So I thought that was amazing output for Ken Dorsey. They did not punt once, and the only time they gave the ball to the other team, obviously, were on the bad mistakes. Wow. Good job, Ken Dorsey. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. I want to say, too, going to Dorsey and my boy Gabe Davis, who Patrick Hughes, he's requested it.
I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back to
Gabe Davis picking up right where he left off. That play call was a stroke of genius. Like, I rewatched that thing like 10 times, man. Moving in, hitting the block quick, and then releasing, and just wide open with the. I mean, you know what would have happened on that play? Dable would have handed the goddamn ball off, and it would have been, it would have been what the Rams were expecting. That's what would have happened. And
or Davis would have committed to the block, not going out for a pass. It would have been a rollout with Allen.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they were expecting, like, that rollout, either Singletary to take it or Josh Allen to roll and run on his own, and just left him wide open for that touch. I mean, it was a beautiful play call. It was drawn up amazing. It was executed. That is the big thing. Executed perfectly. And, God, it got me so stoked. All the bullshit that we've heard in the offseason about Dorsey. Oh, Dable's gone. Oh, Dorsey, who knows, blah, blah, blah. Everybody forgets he's been in the building. Everybody forgets he's been with Josh. You know, he knows what he likes. He knows what he doesn't like. He knows what works. He knows what doesn't work. Like, and you went into, like, probably the most intimidating place to play, like, week 1 that you could have possibly played, and you just washed them. You had a beautiful plan, and you washed them.
Another thing I don't know if you guys saw with Dorsey's play calling is the way he was able to reverse the advantage on each play. There was a run play where Allen was in shotgun, and then he had 2 running backs right beside him, and then he had a tight end come in motion. So right off the bat, that's starting to change things to the power I formation. And when that center crossed, or when the tight end crossed over that center, the Rams didn't adjust. And then Gilliam came flying up into the 2-hole, and then Singletary ran right behind him. So just on one motion play, and the Rams didn't adjust, they went from running to the weak side to the strong side, and Singletary got like 8 yards on that. So he's setting up the defense with his players' movement, and it's awesome. I just love the fact that they had a power A going.
Yeah.
Gilliam played 13% of the snaps last year. He's already at 60 this year. I mean, it's just one game, but he was out there quite a bit. Now we know why Quentin Morris probably didn't make the active roster. It's because they were going to use Gilliam so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one of my bitches about the whole day would have been, and again, there's not a lot to complain about. I would have kept feeding Motor. I mean, I think they switched out to Moss too soon. It was a bummer with James Cook's touch. You know, we talked about that a little bit. I think a lot of those Moss plays towards the end, like third quarter, there were like these little out and like little screens and like little routes that they were running that Zach Moss was getting targeted on. That seemed a lot like they would have been James Cook reps to me.
Right.
But I think that he got his patties whacked. He was sitting the bench because ball security, right? Number one, protect the ball. Ball security. Protect the I think I sent every variation of that to the Reed twins on Thursday night that I could possibly think of. And then Zach Moss ended up coughing it up when they were trying to put the game away at the end anyway. And, you know, whatever. It was garbage time kind of anyway. But you want to see these dudes, like, that is very basic stuff that they drill into their heads, man. You want to see them protect the ball. I don't care if you got two hands on it, whatever, man. Make sure that thing is not coming out. But, yeah, I'd like to see more motor.
Yep.
I think he's earned that primary back weight, and I think he can handle it.
Yep.
Yeah, he had 6 yards of carry. I mean, he was plugging away all night, and my bold prediction would have came true if he got the ball more.
And I love how McDermott sticks to his guns, man. Turnovers are a big thing, and you turn the ball over, you're going to get your ass chewed out, and you're going to sit.
Mm-hmm.
One carry out of our third rounder, a lot of hype that who'd be the receiver out of the backfield, all that stuff. You got your first touch, you fumbled it. I imagine if the game was a different situation, maybe a little closer, they had to open up the playbook a little more, maybe you would have saw more, but since the Bills had the control majority of the game, they probably just like, James, learn your lesson, man. You turn the ball over, you're not playing.
Well, and they did have him out there. He didn't get any touches, but he did get snaps later on. And I'll say, Isaiah, after his mistake, he didn't come back out for a while. Crowder ate. Crowder showed us everything that he's there for. He is as advertised as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was nice to watch him play.
Yes. Way
3
more
catches,
athletic.
4 targets, 38 yards or 28 yards. Yeah, he looked good at the slot with yards after catch, which was nice to see.
Sure hands, yeah, quick, decisive again. Like I mean, I was really like, this is the dude that we showed up for. Like that's who we wanted, right? And he was right there. But I was glad to see that they let Little Dirty come back in, catch that TD pass. I guess he's been around the horn enough to where it was an unfortunate circumstance. He shouldn't have dropped that ball. Maybe the coaches gave him a little bit of a break, but he didn't see the turf for a good quarter at least.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Mr. Brian Van Slyke in the comments saying, my favorite player was Sam Martin. Took a pay cut to join the Bills and hold Bass's balls. What's the new over-under for games this year where we're not using a punter? 20-0, baby. You guys going to a game.
Man, Brian, we love you, brother.
Love you, man.
Breaking Tables from Built in Buffalo. Check out his show. He's on, I think it's Tuesday, Thursdays. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we haven't decided on a game yet, have we?
Not yet, man. Not yet. I'm kind of eyeing that Vikings game. My drummer's going to that one. I think we talked about it. You guys were saying that the tickets for the Pittsburgh game is crazy, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Especially with a win.
Yep.
They're just going to go up.
Yep.
Yeah.
The tougher that game is, the more of it's not the AFC East, obviously, but it's still a conference game that could be a playoff indicated that early in the game. So the price is jacked up big time since we're both 1-0.
Well, I don't know. I would have liked to go Monday.
Josh Cook says he's going to the Vikings game.
Nice.
Problem is I might have a baby that week, so that might be out.
Wait, Jared's coming over?
That's what's me.
Jared's also having a baby.
Bringing my baby?
A couple weeks before that.
Look at everybody having babies on the show. Is this the announcement? Is this the baby announcement show?
We could have 2 Reed babies in November.
Have we told the Fandemonium?
I don't think
No.
you guys have, man.
No.
Hey guys, yeah, I've got one coming the first week of December, last week of November. Jared's got one coming week 2 of November.
Mm-hmm.
They do everything together, folks.
Yep.
Slap hands. Slap hands.
What do they call that? The pyramid?
Eiffel Tower.
Oh, gosh.
The Eiffel Tower. Anyways.
No, congratulations, guys. And I was really honored that you were naming both your kids after me. Swank Reed is a beautiful name. We'll just have to adjust one if it's. Have you guys figured out the sexes or no? Is Isaiah McKenzie doing the reveal for you guys?
That was awesome, by the way. And no, we don't find out till the day of. We've done that with our first two, and that's what we're sticking with.
Are you the same, Jarrod?
We have two boys and one girl, so this time we're going around. We have everything we need, so we're gonna go blind. We don't know yet either.
Hell yeah.
We might have
I
to
think
do a
that's
little
fun,
poll on
man.
here.
That's really fun. Should we do some over-unders? Should we
We
put it
should.
up on FanDuel?
We'll come up with something. We'll come up with a guess the date and guess the time and
The weight?
You know,
Yeah, I like that. We could do that.
boy,
I do
girl.
want to. I do want to throw this out. Our 12-man league, Fandemonium, the K Gun Report 12-man league. I did. I started off 1-0. Swank started off 1-0, but I will highlight that I led the 12 teams in points this week. So
Yeah. I big up to Rob Mullen, man. He well, I'd already switched the player out, but he very graciously got at Scott to try and let me know that one of my players was out. That was cool, and I'm very sorry that I beat you by 1 point, buddy.
Oh,
was that a difference? I didn't even put that. I didn't. Put
Yeah,
two and two
it must
together
have
on
been.
that one.
Well, I mean, if I wouldn't have played anybody, it would have been a huge difference, right? But,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
no, I don't think that was what the difference was is that like I was slated to whoop on it, but I got Dak and CD, so Dak sucked and CD sucked, and then he got knocked out of the game. Now I'm looking for a quarterback. So anybody in the 24/7 league, I'm open to trades, dude. I got wide receivers coming out my eyes.
Check out
I heard
mine.
there's a-
Winston is loving Michael Thomas. That's a big connection. If you want to make a trade somewhere in there, Swank, hit me up.
I heard there's a quarterback coming in week 7 that could possibly be on your team.
Who, me?
He plays for the Browns.
Yeah.
week
thanks.
7. Did they decide that now?
No,
Week
isn't
11.
that 6?
It's 13.
After week 13, Jared.
Okay,
Good joke.
All right.
I tried.
Nice try.
All
Nice
right.
try.
Well, with that, since
Can I do one more thing about the Rams game?
yeah, go ahead because I'm gonna
So-
rattle the reads here.
Listen, this game, I don't know. So you got to right before we even started, the Buffalo Bills had to go from the East Coast to the West Coast. I don't know if anybody really knows the how big this was. Just to go there and play at a home game where they're raising that Super Bowl flag and all that stuff. Just that travel over the West Coast is huge, and to have a 31-10 game, that's huge. Now we get to have a Monday night game at home with our
Man.
Fandemonium and our Mafia there. So
It's gonna be a bit crazy.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I
gonna
would
be
love to.
nuts.
I would love to go to this game. So if anyone's got tickets, let me know. Swank, you potentially we're gonna go to this one too, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah. I think my boy, Kyle, who joined us on the panel there at the Rager,
Good old
He's,
Kyle Goby.
I think he's bringing his old lady up there. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a good time. I'll tell you what, man. I have 2 days of PTO left after this little break that I took, and I am planning on those 2 days right now. Well, I'm gonna cure more or whatever. It'll be fine, but I'm spending them on primetime games. That's what's going on the next day. Old Uncle Justin Swank over here is gonna have himself a fine time with this season with the Bills. That's what's gonna happen.
Right. Right. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
comfy with that couch on the next day.
That's right, damn it.
All
Listen,
right. Before
yeah,
we
go
get to the Tennessee Titan game, we're going to stump the reeds, or what do you call it?
oh my God, rattle the reeds. I was
Rattle the
going, I was
reeds, I'm
going
sorry.
into this whole thing, man, and you're like, hold on, Swank, let me say something.
yes, I saw that.
I'm sorry.
Hmm. It's okay.
I'll
So
have another.
we have been doing this segment called Rattle the Reeds. I still need to make a nice little graphic for it. I got some ideas. It's gonna be a good time. Also, I've been working on the new intro song. Been writing around with that, and I had went a certain direction. Was gonna have it out before this season. No, I went somewhere else, and I think we're gonna be good on it. And I have a friend, Mr. Sam Frado, who's a local guy, and he animated a video for the Endless Mountain Derelicts, and I thought about getting at him maybe to animate a little crazy thing with like our heads on some stick figures and things like that. It'll be super fun.
Any way you could spice it up a little bit, that'd
Yeah.
be pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, on this week of Rattle the Reeds, I gotta tell you, I told Scott these guys have been getting a little cocky. They've been stomping out my my Rattle the Reeds here pretty good. So this one I think is not maybe as challenging, but yeah, it'd be fun. There's a little bit there. The one I wanted to do was that Josh Allen. Jarrod, did you know Josh Allen has set
7?
7? Hold on, 6.
We talked about earlier.
Yeah,
Records?
7 NFL
records.
Not just Buffalo
Bills.
records, but NFL records.
Yeah,
Okay.
NFL records since he started. So originally I thought about name all 7 of them, you sons of bitches. But I was like, it's way too hard. They're so specific.
Those are all combination records, like rushing with passing and
Yeah,
touchdowns and all that.
Yeah. And they're really cool to go over. It'd be a good talking point at some point. But instead, we're in Josh Allen's 5th year. It's been a great 5 years. But in 2018, Josh Allen's rookie year, when he took over for Nate Barron, the team went 6-10. Now on that offense, there was 11 starters. One of them obviously was Josh Allen. I'll give you positions.
Okay.
Okay. But I would like you to name the other 10 starters from that 2018 season that was with Josh Allen. So, quarterback Josh Allen. 1 running back.
LaShawn
McCoy. Very good.
There you
A
go, Jared.
fullback.
A fullback. Oh,
was his
he
tight
came
end?
from Atlanta. Patrick DeMarco.
Patrick DeMarco. Very
number
good.
42.
Very good. 2 wide receivers.
I don't want to mention these guys.
Robert Foster.
Nope.
He was on the team, but starting wide receivers would have
wide
been
receiver.
horrible. Calvin Benjamin.
Calvin Benjamin. Yes.
Oh.
And the multi-million-dollar man playing for the Jaguars right now, Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Zay.
Very
Zay.
good. You're killing
bro.
this right now.
So we have a tight end and a lineman then, huh?
You got tight end, and we'll go tight end. Who was the tight end? Starting tight end.
I'll give you a hint, Jared.
Oh,
Do you
he
know it
knows
then?
He knows it, and he's throwing you a bone.
All right,
Drop it.
Joey.
Wide open, drop the ball in the end zone
That could be a lot of players.
against his rival team.
It wasn't Clay.
Miami-
Hey.
Was it Clay?
Yep.
Charles
So,
Clay.
starting QB, Josh Allen. Starting running back, LaShawn McCoy. Fullback, Patrick DeMarco, Jesus. I was going to say Mahomes. Wide receiver, Calvin Benjamin. Wide receiver, Zay Jones. And tight end, Charles Clay. Nicely done. Now, that was the easy part, boys.
Yeah, the hard part's going to be the line.
Left tackle. That should be an easy one.
Villanova. That's good.
I was going to say, left tackle would have been Deion Dawkins.
There you go.
Right tackle was swinging door Jordan Mills.
That is correct, sir.
We had
Where is Winters? Do we have Winters in there? Is Winters a player?
Brian Winters wasn't there. Brian Winters came in last year or the year before.
How about Hand Gardner for center?
Nope.
Man, Jared. You can keep striking out if you like.
So we got 2 guards in the center left,
Yeah,
right?
left guard, center, and right guard. Yes.
When did Eric Wood
Nope.
retire?
Eric Wood was
We
the
got a
year
young
before.
guy. We got a young guy the year before. Exciting lineman, but never really mounted anything. Mr. John Miller.
John Miller, right guard. Yes, sir. You're killing
Gee,
this.
Scott. Jesus.
Nice get. So now all we're looking for is left guard and center.
You notice I just keep throwing names out there.
I do notice that. Yes. You're not hiding it very well.
Ah,
Gosh, man. A guard in the center, right? That's all?
yep.
Yeah, that's it. You guys aren't doing too bad, man.
Connor McDermott. No, he was a tackle. He was a backup tackle, I think.
We'll see that
Who's their
the
center?
left guard I think is going to be harder than the center. The starting left guard his first name is like a Viking name, if that helps.
That doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Come on, Fandemonium, help us out.
Let's see here.
Wait. Was Wyatt Teller a
Nope.
starter at that point? He
Nope.
wasn't. I think that was his rookie year, I believe. May have been.
Guard and center.
Let's see. This guard, he played with Buffalo from 2017 to 2018. That was his last year in the NFL. He had switched from right guard to left guard. He played for Baltimore previous, Chicago, Minnesota, and the Jets from 2010 to 2013.
Vladimir Duclasse.
Vlad Dukas.
Dukas.
Sir.
Dukas. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, who's the center?
I can't believe you got that off that bat. Did you look that up? You looked.
No, I the history.
Yeah.
No, the Jets. He played for the Jets right before the Bills
Yes, he
grabbed him.
did. Yeah. Center.
Center.
This guy.
Preston.
No, he took over. Obviously for Eric Wood. He was only with the team. God, I think only this season. He was with Cincinnati from 2014 to 2017.
Oh, Anthony Munoz.
No, sir.
What's his first initial?
R. And his last name is in reference to a cow.
Heifer.
There, you're on the right track.
Oh, wait.
Roger Heifer.
No.
Robert.
Rhymes.
Bovine.
Rhymes.
Oh.
Bodine.
There you go.
What was his first
Yeah.
name?
Russell.
Russell Bodine.
Russell Bodine.
He played for Cincinnati Bengals at one point, didn't he?
That's what I said. Yeah, that's where.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's most. I think all of his. Let me.
I was gonna say there was no bovine.
Yeah. Cincinnati all the way through heifer, calf.
Bull.
That was your 2000. Look at these dudes, man. Hey, you guys in the comments, man. I love that. I kind of got you guys too. Yeah, Incognito and Woods. If you don't recall, Woods.
Groy, that's another name.
Yeah, Woods got hurt that previous year, like that weird back injury, and they were like, "No, you can't ever play again." And then that's when Incognito went nuts, which I suspected was because Woods was gone, and those two were boys, and he decided to flip nut and leave. So yeah, I mean, going into Josh's rookie season, you lost Incognito and Woods, which were like the backbone of that whole line, basically. But yeah, man, good job, guys. That wasn't
Not
bad.
bad, Scott. Good job for pulling the weight there.
Hell yeah. It was fun though, a little more
Well,
challenging.
the receivers. I remember the receivers and the running back and the tight end because I felt bad
Yeah.
for Josh Allen in 2018. But that line obviously was Dawkins. Yeah, that was a bad line too.
Well,
I remember
mean,
Wyatt Tyler was on there, but he wasn't a starter yet because they drafted him that year, I believe it was.
I
So
think they traded
no.
him that same year.
may have
Yeah, I think he was
All right.
only there for training camp.
we fumbled a little bit. Fumbled that.
Yeah, I
a little
love
bit.
though. Eric Wood was a good staple for us for a lot of years. He played, I think, guard, and then he went to center and played there a couple of years. I love hearing his voice still. He's everywhere with his team. If it's on WGR calling in or even on his commentating during the game, he's one of those guys that's going to be around for a long time, and I'm glad he is. He's a great player and great individual.
Yeah, man, he's always been a good dude, and he's done a lot for Buffalo. And again, he was a staple on that team. I think, like, if you're looking at it, Kyle Williams was like that unsung, like, root for him kind of guy on the defensive line. Eric Woods was the same guy on the other side for me, man. I thought, he was just one of those steady, put your head down, work kind of guys, and yeah, I love that. Yeah. Joey Hatch says one of my favorite players was John Fina. Hell yeah, he's been on the show, Joey. You can go check that episode out on YouTube, Facebook,
On the tubes and the
podcast,
books.
anything
Yeah.
you want, man. All right, boys. 8:47. Let's roll. Week 2. We're there. Titans at Buffalo Bills, Monday Night Football. Scott, this game,
What?
man.
What a time to get back after these past 2 years against the Tennessee Titans. The rumbling, stumbling, Travis Henry running all over us losing last second last year. They've got our number. And it's one of those teams that is different from a lot of the other teams we play. It's an old school ground and pound them kind of offensive team. I think we're going to blow them out again. I'm sorry. I just think of the way it is. I don't think this Vrabel Titans team has what it takes. They really don't have any wide receivers I'm concerned about. Derrick Henry averaged 3.9 yards a carry against the New York Giants football team who barely squeaked that off. Dable got lucky with that 2-point conversion and, celebrate Dable, whatever. That offense was predictable. And the Tennessee Titans still couldn't pull it off. But Monday Night Football, I'm telling you, this is a very exciting game. A long wait, 10 days in between games. It's the first time I've seen the NFL ever give the Buffalo Bills like an advantage in the schedule.
No doubt.
But it's going to be a big time emotional week with the Buffalo love. I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be something in regards to that. The Fandemonium on Monday Night Football is going to be crazy loud. We get to see these guys playing at home. I'm excited.
It's probably going to be a nice night, too. We got this just in. Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Takes Sports Podcast saying, Scott, why did you have to beat me in fantasy like that? You were playing Ryan Thomas. I forgot about that.
Ryan, it's one of those
Scott
things.
Probably told him to play Akers.
No, he did play Akers. His guys didn't score. That's all. I mean, he had a great team, and his guys just didn't score. And unfortunately,
dude, that was the most Madden fantasy take ever. Like, oh, you guys got to score to get points to beat the other team.
I mean,
his roster is going to win.
His roster's not that bad, but when you're playing against a guy who's going to score the most in the fantasy football that week, unfortunately, someone has to happen. It has to happen to someone.
Ryan Thomas, man, send me an offer. I need a QB. I got Dak. Send me your offers. Anybody out there, send me your offers, dude.
Swank, he didn't score a lot of points. There's not much of a trade-off you're going to get for any of his guys.
Dude, you beat the guy and then you hit him when he's down. Ryan Thomas also says, I expect Tannenhill to be hit and hit often, all caps, 4 exclamation points. I agree, dude. I am so sick of that Twilight, fake vampire-ass looking Tannenhill getting away with his bullshit. I just don't think he's that good. I think he kills me, man. It just kills me that he ekes by like that. And I was really excited to watch like what a Dable team was going to look like, and just because I kind of wanted to make fun of it. And I'll tell you what, it was hard at points because Saquon Barkley, dude, I want to root for that guy. He ran with heart and purpose,
did awesome.
And he did really well. And I gotta say, man, it looked exactly like a Dable offense. Most of it looked like a Dable offense. Like, it just, I don't know. What else would you have expected from that game? It looked just like it. And his game, all those games, every single Giants game this year is going to come down to that kind of thing, that kind of play, And I bet you 60% of the time that's not going to work out, and 40% of the time it's going to, and they're going to be a less than 500 team. And that's going to be the story of the Brian Dable years in New York.
The Eagles and Commanders are still going to run that division.
Absolutely.
They got their first one.
Absolutely. So,
guys, I'm going to throw out 2 names for you real quick.
Sure.
Our left guard, Roger Sapple, and our backup right tackle, David Quesenberry.
Do you think they know anything about this Titans team, Scott?
I think they know everything about the offensive protection as far as the run game goes for Derrick Henry. Those guys are the 2 starters that opened holes for Derrick Henry last year, and I'm pretty sure that they'll Vrabel's there, same offensive coordinator. I wouldn't doubt at all that they would venture too far off, knowing that those 2 guys are now on the Buffalo Bills organization helping them out. I mean, straight from the cow's mouth or whatever the fuck phrase is, you know what I mean? It's
Bodines.
The Bodine's house. That's, I mean, and I'll go back to last week. Cromer came from the Rams, who understood how to block Donald. So anytime you can get that kind of advantage, now we have 2 of the offensive linemen, 2 All-Pro or Pro Bowl offensive linemen that blocked for Derrick Henry are now on our Buffalo Bills starting offense. Feed them. Feed that defensive line. In the way that we saw them maintain gap responsibility in the run, we didn't talk about how they defended the run against the Rams last week, guys. We talked about their sacks. They only brought 4 people, and they still maintained their gap responsibilities, and they averaged about 3 yards a carry against a not-so-bad Rams offensive rushing team. So I don't see – I'm not going far off from expectations with this Tennessee Titan games. Bring some run blitzes. Surprise Derrick Henry. We know Edmonds isn't afraid to put a helmet on him. He popped him last year.
Yeah.
So
he had a nice pop this last week too, man.
Yep.
I can't remember whatever running back, he cracked him, and you could hear it.
Yep. That was Darrell Henderson.
Yeah. Ryan Thomas says, this is a great take. Why didn't the Titans go after Matt Ryan and just keep Julio Jones? I'm glad they didn't, he said.
familiarity. That would have worked.
I
That would have
mean,
been perfect.
Yeah, that would have been a very smart thing. But yeah, again, I'm very glad they didn't. Yeah.
Scott, to add another spot to that equation, you said Casenberry and Saffold on that offensive line. The biggest issue that the Bills had last year against the Tennessee Titans, the Titans do have our number the last couple of years, which is kind of scary. But our defensive line has improved too.
Daquan Jones.
Yeah. You know, so not only him, but our defensive line has improved.
But Jared, Daquan Jones came from the Titans.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. And if you're looking at Derrick Henry's 3.9 yards a carry, that's what he averages pretty much throughout his career. And now I expect to see a couple blitzes this week against that run blitzes, we'll say run blitzes for Frazier, but that's going to be a hell of a matchup.
I got to tell you, like, just quick sidebar, not to go back to week 1 here, even though it's so fun to do it.
It's nice.
How happy is Sean McDermott right now that they are finally getting pressure with the front four the way that he's wanted to for the last 6 seasons? Like, This is finally the front four that he wants, led by a veteran first ballot Hall of Famer that's going to be in your building for the next at least 3 seasons. You know, I mean, this is amazing. I did think about something today, how they said the same thing about Vaughn last year when he came to the Rams, right? And how he put up that fake Lombardi trophy and how he really got Aaron Donald to become a leader and all that stuff. I think if you look at that team, without Vaughn, it didn't, like, at least week 1, it didn't translate and roll over, right? Like, it was like when he was there and his presence was there and they were working all together, yeah, it worked great. Now he's gone. He was only there for, what, half a season, if that? They won a Super Bowl, and now that whole, like, training and all that stuff, like the stuff you were hoping was going to rub off on everybody else on the D-line, it's gone. But you got these young minds in Buffalo. You got dudes that were right on the cusp of being great. AJ Epinesa, we talked about him. He has to show out this year, and he showed out that first game. Gregory Rousseau, second-year player, physical, phenom, showed out, got a sack. Boogie Basham, you know, I mean, you're looking at all these young dudes that are just eating and soaking it in. And to me, if you have Vaughn in the building for at least 2 more seasons after this, there's going to be longevity there that's going to pay dividends down the stretch, because out of those 3 or 4 guys I just mentioned, at least 2 of them are going to be there for a long time.
It's going to just rub off on everybody. Yeah,
exactly. So
this is what I learned from a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Bam. Next year.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make mention of that. We'll go back to this game. Jarrod, what, if anything, with the Tennessee Titans get you a little shook? Is there anything on their side of the ball or anything that you're worried about heading into week 2 Monday night with them coming to town? I mean, there's a history of them running it down our throat, right, and squeaking out wins. Well, one was a blowout. Last year it was a squeak. What do you think?
It was a slip. Last year was a slip.
A squeaky slip.
No, but you know, I made mention to it earlier, and Scott has too. They have the run stopping game. We have a guy on the defense now that played with them. We have 2 guys on our offense that play with them. So there's going to be little secrets pushed here and there. And would you guys fault me if I said I'm not really worried about this game? If we fast forward to the end of the night where we have a score prediction, you'll see why. It's a blowout. I have a blowout. The only thing I worry about is Derrick Henry obviously can have a good run here and there. He hasn't had one yet. And then they have a stud running back with Hilliard that is a good receiving running back, and he did well too. But then you say that, and then you got Milano. Who's going to cover the running back coming out of the backfield? Milano. Who's going to cover the tight end? That's a stud. Taron Johnson. So what we've done in the offseason just makes me feel so good about this game that I feel like we've covered everything coming into it. So the only thing that worries me, if there's going to be shitty weather, it brings this whole game to a different level. As you saw, the Bears beat the San Francisco 49ers this week because of it. But I think we're going to have a nice night. There's nothing really that that worries me. Maybe the crowd's gonna be too loud. That I don't know. To be honest with you, there's nothing. There's nothing that worries me about this game.
Now, listen, I said the same thing last week. So, and again, we're at the point we shouldn't have to worry about anything on our side of the ball. We shouldn't have to worry about nothing. I mean, they had 4 turnovers last week and still beat them by 21 points. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. And there's still a lot to learn from that game. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not worried about anything. And you'll see that in my bold predictions.
So if they can take care of the turnover stuff, maybe that's what concerns me if they don't get that under wraps. But that was the first game. Little nerves working. I got a feeling they're going to keep that tight. So maybe turnovers that keeps them in the game. But there's nothing really that worries me. And I hate to say it, but that's what it is.
That's fine.
Vrabel's got that old mentality, ground and pound, wear the team out and finish the game late. And they do have a defense that could be pretty good. Bud Dupree's over there. They just brought in Zach Cunningham from Houston Texans. One of the best defensive tackles in the league, Jeffrey Simmons, who was tearing up shit last week against the Giants. We kind of have, and it's another 3-4 defense. We kind of have a plan against a dominant 3-4 defense who has a stellar defensive tackle with what we did against the Rams. So we're playing another 3-4 defense with a Simmons, who a lot of people are this already after one game comparing to Donald. He is someone that can ruin a game, but we've taken care of Donald. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to take care of Jeffrey Simmons. And with this slow pace, set the tone. Let's run the ball. Let's play good defense, right? 3.9 yards a rush with Henry on the offense, and they gave up 7.4 yards a rush on defense.
238 yards, yeah.
Your whole scheme is thrown out the window. You lost to a poorly offense Dable team. I really don't have any concerns, Swank and Jarrod, other than the fact that their wide receiver core is young, not someone you can depend on, but you never know what's going to happen with maybe Treylon Burks will start performing out of expectation. I don't know, but I'm not concerned because I don't think they have an offense that can come back if they have to. And I don't think they have a defense that could stop our offense.
My boy Patrick Hughes, the only one I like on the Titans this year is Bobby Trees. And with that, I'm going to throw it up to my boy Patrick Hughes because here we go, folks. We're in overtime. Yes, even though it felt like we were moving this right along, of course we're still in overtime. But what could you expect with that huge win and this huge future upset that we're talking about right now? Like my 2 colleagues here, man, I'm not worried about anything. I think, a lot of commentators, a lot of content creators said it all week long. The only people that got in Josh Allen's way and the Buffalo Bills' way were the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. If it wasn't for those 2 picks and those couple fumbles, that would have been a perfect game, and nobody could have told me anything other than that. So for me, it's all about that culture, all about those fundamentals, all about protecting the ball, right? Making sure Josh can do Josh things. So I am not worried. I want them to stomp them out and embarrass them. People are starting to put in score predictions already. Rob Mullen, 44-17 Bills. Yes. That is, don't ever let anybody tell you that is insulting, because that is a nice score prediction.
That's almost the same as mine.
We got, I asked for bold predictions. Paul Rossi, Knox gets his TD score, 65-plus yards, 4 first downs to keep the offense moving. I like it.
If you're going for a parlay this week, I'm going Knox for a touchdown if you're going for a parlay.
Hell yeah.
Anytime score.
Also, thanks to everybody in the 24/7 Fantasy League. I've gotten a bunch of trade requests coming in.
Guys, I might add, I know we all said there's really nothing to be concerned about, because that's what the fandemonium is all about. That's our fanhood. We talk about players, but what it comes down to is Frazier and McDermott and Dorsey and everybody in that staff that makes it so we're comfortable as fans coming into this game. Why aren't we worried? Because we feel that this staff will put these guys, these very good athletes, in the right position to win this game.
Correct.
So we're not saying it just because we're like, oh, this player's going to do this or this or that. Our staff is amazing too. So,
Hey, man,
Just wanna put
I'll
that
go
out
off
there.
that and say we've done enough worrying for the last 20 years.
true.
Like, we know what it's like. We know what it feels like. If you're polling any sort of fan base, we know when we should feel worried and when not. Even into the depths of that game, you're not going to get me comfortable, like, with that kind of lead, 21-point lead. Okay, like, when it got to 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I was like, I feel pretty comfortable. But we all we all lived through
Right.
dude, it happened last season.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. You got to respect it. Respect the game. Respect the talent on the other side. And as a fan, we've just been burnt so many times that, like, yeah, man, when it's over, and I'll believe it. But right now, yeah, it's nice to, like, go into. It was nice to watch football this weekend. I don't remember the last time it was nice to watch football. It wasn't the Bills, just to chill out and be like, man, I literally have, like, this huge span of time where I don't have to worry about the Bills because they've won. I was kind of getting pissed off because they stopped showing highlights of it.
Babe, we're back on TV.
Hey, come on. Hey, don't forget, Super Bowl champs. We smoked them. Keep it coming. Lisa really quick says, have you guys seen Kyle Brandt's podcast? Josh is his guest every Tuesday. I did see that. I haven't listened to a lot of it, but I saw, like, the announcement of that, and I'm sure it's really good. Him and Josh have a really good rapport, so that's cool.
Well, unfortunately for us, Josh had almost a contract signed with us on Tuesdays, but then he saw that opportunity, so he took
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
we understand, Josh.
Josh, if you get a break, just hit us up. We'll get you on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think Ryan Hickman kind of tuned us into what kind of money that means, and it's more than I make in a year. So I don't. I love you guys. We can start a GoFundMe or something.
Honey, we're
Maybe-
gonna forfeit our income this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I mortgaged out the house so that Josh and I could come on for 5 minutes. Debbie
How about-
Emerton's bold prediction is the best by far of the night. Hubby will be my DD Monday night. I like
Nice.
that. All right, boys. Bold predictions. What do we got? Scott, what is your bold prediction for this Monday night?
I mentioned it earlier. The Titans gave up, and they pride themselves in their defense, 7.4 yards against running backs. Like, of course, there's a couple wide receivers for the Giants that lowered that average, but 7.4 yards a carry for the running backs. I see this offense taking a route where Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. They're going to let him air it out, but I want to give Singletary his first 100-yard rushing game. My bold prediction is Singletary's hitting the 100-yard mark. And it's going to be over 6 yards a carry. I don't see him getting much more than the 12 that I hope he would get, but I see him making some splash plays to set himself up for our division rival the next week and the games to follow, saying if the Bills aren't going to pass the ball, they have a running back you have to look out for. So my bold prediction, I'm not giving any touchdowns, but Singletary's hitting that 100-yard mark this week.
I like it.
I like that.
John Johns, Knox is going to be a beast, 2 TDs, and Josh is going to have 4 TDs and 350 yards. Bills 35, Titans 17. My boy Mike V, defense has another 7-sack night. Defense scores a TD. Singletary outrushes Henry and has 2 TDs.
Want me to give my score prediction too?
Um,
It's up to you, Swank.
well, I wanted to do, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and give your score prediction, and then we'll come back around
It's
for
not-
X Factors quick.
It's not 44-17. It's 44-21.
Oh.
But I'm giving them again the 42 mark, 6 touchdowns. I don't think we're going to see the punter, and I'm going 17 points. So 42-17.
Nice.
Damn, I like that.
All right, Jerry, what you got?
Just to jump on the Dawson Knox, this is going to be the first time he plays at home with the Bills Mafia after the loss of his brother. So, look, I like the bold predictions with him. Look for him to come out shining. I have a bold prediction of Allen's going to throw over 350 with 4+ TDs,
Wow.
rushing or passing, but combined. And my score, like many of you, 48-13 Buffalo Bills.
That Titans team doesn't have the offense to come back, so they're going to be struggling passing the ball, trying to catch up, and I think that's where the defense is going to shine.
Well,
A hiccup, gotcha.
Those 4 up front are going to be smoking them. You know, hey, if you guys watch that Buccaneers Cowboys game, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, just like we say on this goddamn show almost every week, you put pressure on a QB, it doesn't matter who he is. He gets rattled, he makes mistakes. Tom Brady, if he was playing any other team than the busted-ass Cowboys, I believe that they would have gotten smoked. And he was getting his cage rattled quite a bit last night, and I don't know. It's just a testament to like the pressure that we're providing with 4 big dudes up front on a rotational basis that are keeping their legs fresh. That is completely invaluable. Like it's insane that you can do that without blitzing, and you can still get that back end covered the way we do it. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
Swank, I'm with you. They may have started out 1-0, but I see the Buccaneers barely hitting the 500 mark this year.
Yeah,
My opinion.
I like it.
I'm writing that down.
I'm writing it down. So me, for my bold prediction, I like the running back predictions. I like all the love for Motor. I like all the love for Knox. I'm thinking, even though Gabe Davis had his moments, Gabe Davis goes off this week. He's home. He's been putting that regimen in. I'm predicting 2 TDs and 100 yards for my boy, Gabe Davis. And I think you still got Stephon on the other side putting up good numbers too.
Yep.
So that's my bold prediction. My score prediction is going to be 45-10.
Oh,
And I'm going to tell you that field goal is a gift to the Tennessee Titans. I think you might see King Henry get in there once. And other than that, the Bills play clean and there's no turnovers. You're not going to stop them. They're going to roll you all night. It's going to be like you're the Patriots in the playoffs.
Pandemonium. We did not discuss any of this before tonight's show. And we have blowouts, and they're all in the 40s and the teens. So
I like your take on Gabriel Davis. Anybody playing fantasy with Gabriel Davis, I think you need to start him. If
Every
you have
week.
a top 10 wide receiver, 2 top 10 receivers on your roster, obviously you're playing them with Gabe as your flex. He's someone that you have to put in there. He does that deep, skinny post that could cause damage at any time. And obviously we know what he could do in the perimeter and in play action. So he could put up wide receiver number 1 numbers easily.
Hell yeah. Well, I think you got 2 number 1s. I think that's what's up.
Yep.
And I think you need to do damn near everything you can do to make sure that he stays on the team. You already got Diggs there. You got Knox taken care of. If you can keep that core together, Diggs, Knox, and Davis, for the next 5 years at least, Jesus.
For a while this past week, I thought Diggs was the number 2 receiver. He was doing the small routes and getting down.
How dare
no, I'm
you.
not.
How
There's
dare
no.
you.
Jared Gabriel Davis had 98% of the snaps, and Stephon Diggs only had 68. So
That's what I'm saying. Each week it's going to change.
Yep.
What you designate number 1 and number 2 is totally on you. But these guys are going to go back and forth for the whole season, and that's not a problem. That's not a bad problem to have.
I don't think it's going to change much because I know Gabriel Davis is a badass run blocker. Not only is that the reason why they keep him out there more often, but that's the reason why he was so wide open on that play action pass is because when he goes in the block, those defensive backs are ready to get blocked. He can sneak by him and get open. So dangerous starter every week on your fantasy. I'm telling you that much for free.
All right, kids. We're going in to see what each of our threes X Factor. So I'll start down below here, Scott.
I'm going to
Just
make
kidding.
it easy.
Just kidding, you're above me.
Oh.
Jerry,
I'm on
below
the
me.
bottom.
Oh, of the records? Pick'ems?
No. We're gonna go with the X Factor of this game. Then we're gonna pick 'em quick here.
No, Swank, he said he was on the bottom. I had to make that joke.
Oh, I got you. Hey.
Ah!
Hold on.
All right, Jared, make it quick.
Hold on.
Name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back.
All right, Jared.
All
what's
right,
your X
Jared,
Factor?
make it
Hit
quick.
X Factor. Tremaine Edmonds is going to remain as the player who sets everybody else up for success. He's going to be there. He's going to be a presence in the middle of the field. He's going to stop the runs. He's going to make the tackles and look for everyone around him to get the sacks and the splash plays, the interceptions. So my X Factor is Tremaine Edmonds staying strong in the middle and being that linebacker that we've been waiting for him to be consistently. Tremaine, number 49. Boom.
Like it. Scooter?
He's going to be a big key factor, Jared, for sure, but it's going to be the DTs in front of him. That's my X factor. DTs maintaining gap responsibility, doing your stunts, but making sure that you're not getting pushed out of the gap. That's Phillips, Daquan Jones, Eddie Oliver. Who am I missing? Settle. Yes. It's a different look that we have in our front four. Different look in our front four, but these defensive tackles are going to be the reason why we're successful this week. X factor, those guys.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I want to go defensive X factor as well. I almost went with the keeping that 7-sack average going into week 2. I like it a lot. I really
that could happen.
I really want him to get there. But I'm gonna say my X factor, Mr. Micah Hyde. I know my girl Lisa in the comments, she wants him to get 2 picks. I'm going to say he gets at least 1 this week, and I think that he's shutting down whoever the hell Tannehill thinks he can throw to. Probably Robbie Trees, right? I don't know. I think Micah's going to be big on that secondary back end, and he's going to have a day.
The guy on the other side of him has a pick, and we know how they like to compete with each other.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
They're great teammates, but they push each other. So I definitely see that happening.
All right, kiddos. We got pick'ems to do, and I'm going to throw this up here just so that you can see the greatness that is the top of the Fandemonium Pick'em record board. Mr. Scott Reed is 4-1. I myself tied for first place at 4-1. And Jarrod is down in the basement. It's a little dark down there. I can't quite see. I think 3-2. 3-2.
Already.
So actually, we should do this every week, dude, where you have the record stacked to where we are with the camera.
Yes, I agree. Hi guys. You're superior.
You're superior to me. So we're doing week 2 pick'ems. Feel free to pick along, Fandemonium. Thank you for holding 20 strong over on Facebook. We've been averaging up over 30 every week. You guys are the best. Don't forget we're across YouTube, Facebook.
Really, Swank? We're up there? That's awesome. Thank you.
I mean, between Facebook and Twitter and everything else, yeah. Hell yeah. So,
Thank you, guys.
Week 2, number 1 pick'em, and Jarrod is keeping track. So all of you guys keep track at home too, because Jarrod likes to start cheating about week 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, Patriots at Steelers. What you got, Scott?
Steelers beat the AFC champions from last year. And the Patriots, I think, is a lost cause. Love to see it, but hate that the fact that the rivalry is not going to be strong in the AFC East. So I'm going Steelers, starting off 2-0 with Trubisky as their quarterback. Love it. That's gonna make our Week 5 matchup mean even more for sure.
And more expensive.
And more expensive.
Did you guys get it, Gordner? I watched.
He might not even go. Oh, Gardner was a mess the whole time with all those missed field goals and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I messaged him. He didn't see it until today, I don't think. But I was just like, dude, I was rooting for you guys, man. Mitch Trubisky, man, I was feeling it. And that block by Fitzpatrick, Minka Fitzpatrick, dude, that guy's a beast.
Yep.
Like just so clutch in clutch moments. What do you got down there, Jarrod?
I have Pitt too.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll never pick the Patriots, so
yeah,
that one's a wash.
Since Jared's already behind, make him pick first from now on.
Okay. Jets at Browns.
It's already written down, bro.
Jets at Browns. Who you got, Jarrod?
I got the Browns winning. The Browns will go 2-0. The Jets will go 0-2.
Scott.
I'm going upset here. I thought it was crazy that Coach Sala is calling out the fans already. He's taking receipts. He actually used that freaking phrase, which if you're already in a panic, Coach Sala, that you're showing your true colors right now. But I want to take the advantage over you guys. I'm going Jets over Browns. Browns actually have their new old logo in the middle of their field, and I think that might psych some people out. So come on, Jets, make our division a little interesting. Win this one. There you go.
Melvin the Mini or something like that. Melvin.
something like that.
Well, I'll help you guys out with your picks because I'll never pick the Browns, so I'm going Jets.
No,
And
Swank.
my hatred
Jared-
ranking. We should do hatred rankings of
All
football
right,
teams.
right.
By the way.
And we just gave Jared the opportunity to tie it up, right?
I just caught up.
And that's
I just
okay.
caught
I
up.
almost went against. I just got that taste in my mouth. I couldn't do it because I was like, man, I could pull ahead of both these dudes.
Though that dual head running back crew in Cleveland with Chubb and Hunt is very dangerous. But Brissett, hey, we said it. He may be able to handle it. So I like Brissett. So if there's anything out of the Browns that I do like, it's that guy's a quarterback.
I'm just gonna keep Mike V's quote up here, his comment. I don't even need to say it. You guys can just read it. Because
Yep.
I wholeheartedly believe that. We
Got
got
it.
Dolphins at Ravens next.
Have to go again?
Yeah, man.
Baltimore. I think you guys all saw the video of the Miami Dolphins fans calling us out. This is what's a beautiful thing about that. I'm picking Baltimore for this game. But listen, it's hard as Bills fans to be given 9.5 points for this game coming up already, to be not the underdog. But if you want to make us the underdog, call us out, because now we're going to be like, all right, you think your team's that good to compete with us? I feel like, all right, that's a challenge. Give us a challenge. It's not necessarily an underdog, but now you're giving the fans a reason to call this a challenge. And it's a rivalry game. We don't know how rivalry games are going to go. Mark Maddox says it on our show all the time he's on. You play a team twice in a row or twice during a season, it's a different game every time, and it's tough because they know you and you know them. So Miami, we've beaten you so many times before. It's going to be, when you come to us, it's going to be hard, obviously, because it's a rival game. Shut your mouth. I got Baltimore beating you. To put you in your place, you're going to 1-1.
That was quite a diatribe that you just went on for the
All right,
Miamis.
right.
Did I accomplish anything?
Nope.
Yeah, I think so.
You're about to go back 2 games. Bring it on. 2-0 Bills versus the 2-0 Miami Dolphins, and let's slap him in the mouth. Jared, the only reason I'm going that way, he had good numbers, but he undershot a lot of his wide receivers. A lot of his passes were shoddy. A lot of pressure. I don't think they were as good as what they played against the shitty Patriots. I do want to see a 2-0 versus a 2-0. I would love it, and I'm going to see it because Ravens just lost one of their top corners to an ACL injury. Waddle and Tyreek Hill might be able to take advantage of that this week with short notice. So I'm going Ravens beating Miami. Not only because of that, because I would love to see a 2-0 versus 2-0 in Miami, and Buffalo doing Buffalo things when they go to Miami.
So you want Miami over Baltimore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Scott, I got to go against you, buddy. I'm going Ravens, and I'll tell you why. We know who Lamar Jackson is, and we know what that Baltimore team is like, and the culture that they've constructed there. And to be honest, they had so many injuries last year. They still stayed competitive. I have no faith in Tua, and to be honest, I want him to fall flat on his face. All the stuff that I heard this week about how great he is and how they've arrived, and Hill is this godsend, and I'm looking at these passes. Like, my favorite video and meme from the weekend was that one where they said Tyreek Hill had to intercept Tua's pass to make the completion. You guys see that one?
I
The
saw that
defender
one.
had it in his hands,
I
and-
switched to the game and I was like, oh my God, he's
Yeah.
throwing it up and getting lucky.
Yeah, and there were so many passes, like you're saying, behind. I don't see. Tua has shown me that for 3 seasons now. 2 seasons in a week he's shown me that, and I don't care who the hell he's throwing it to. I have no faith in him, and I'm fine with whooping their ass if they're 2-0. I'm fine with whooping their ass if they're 1-1 when we see them, and I think they're going to be 1-1. So I'm going Baltimore.
If you saw the breakdown of that touchdown pass, people make excuses for everything. They're
Yeah.
saying that Tua looked off a linebacker, but the linebacker had that almost a deep quarter zone, so he was already headed there anyways. They just want to give him more credit than he's given. But yeah, that was funny. He's underthrowing everybody, short passing everybody. They're making him look good. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just doing this because I'm looking for the 2-0 versus 2-0.
Yeah, I got you. That's fine. All right.
Swank,
Well,
what's your toilet?
I think we're gonna do 2 toilet bowls this week.
Oh man,
Yeah.
You're going Colts and Jaguars.
Colts
One of them.
Jags
Swank?
is gonna be one of them.
is it Colts at Jags?
Yep. And then, I think we're gonna do. Oh man,
We gotta get a little.
there's a couple here that I think the funny one would be Bears at the Packers, and I kind
Oh.
of think that like that.
That's
That
like
is
upset
a lot
bowl.
more of an even matchup than anybody would have thought.
And it's
going
a
into
Sunday
week
night
2.
game. Perfect.
Yeah. So let's do those 2.
Okay.
Bears at Packers.
Bears at Packers Sunday night, and Colts at Jags 1:00 Sunday.
Okay.
I'll just jump right out here and say I Frank Reich's gonna win against the Jaguars.
Okay.
Colts.
I'm calling the
Yeah.
tie.
Really?
Can I do that? That's 2 points. That's 2 points though if you get that right.
You're up it for 2. Man, I'm telling you, man, I think Matt Ryan's washed. I really think he's washed, dude. And I'm so tempted to pick the Jags, and I think Trevor Lawrence. There's got to be something to all that hype, right? Like,
Go with it, Swank. Go with the Swank.
I'm going to go Jags. Jags.
I'm
home.
going Jags too, because the offense didn't look bad against that tough. I don't care who you are. That Commanders defense is really tough. They have such a dominant defensive line, and their offense didn't look bad under Wentz and Antonio Gibson and all that stuff and McLaurin. So, and they hung out. So
Yeah.
Jaguars, I think the pieces are going to start coming together for them. I think Jaguars beat the Colts. I would love to see that. I'm going Jaguars. And I'll start right off with the Bears versus Packers. I want to see, even though I started him in fantasy this week, Rodgers, he has no wide receivers to throw to. They're not on the same page. They don't understand Rodgers' gameplay unless he can start making things happen with his feet and Aaron Jones can start doing something, running the ball. I'm going to give Bears this game too.
Wow.
Fields is hot right now. They won that late game against the 49ers. Keep rolling, man. Go into the Packers Stadium and Lambeau and go 2-0, man. I got a lot of Bears fans that would love to see that happen.
Is Lazard playing? Do we know?
He's questionable right now,
Oh, God.
but
Like,
no
if he
connection
doesn't
with
play, then-
any other wide receiver. It's I feel bad for Rodgers, but I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Rodgers has been like increasingly unlikable over the last like 5 years. I feel like I just like started out being like he's such a good guy, and then like it just and then it got to like the man bun stage, and it just took like a huge nosedive for me. I have Aaron Rodgers in my dynasty league, and he got me 4 points, I think, and that pissed me off. And I don't know, man. I think that Bears thing though was kind of a fluke with the weather. You got Aaron Rodgers at home, Lambeau. Has he said relax yet? Isn't
Not
that his
yet.
deal? Ugh. I'm gonna go Packers, man.
All right.
Give me the Pack. And if
We're separating ourselves this week,
if
fellas.
they screw me, I'll never pick them again.
No, I'm right with you. I have the Packers too.
Yeah,
At home,
okay.
redemption time. There's a reason why Rodgers is the MVP multiple seasons, so he's going to pull this team together, especially a rivalry game against the Bears. The weather plays a huge factor. We saw it last year with the Bills. It can make or break a game depending on how the game plan is. So
Yeah.
if they got decent weather over there in Lambeau, I got the Packers winning too.
Okay. Very good.
Patrick Hughes, you are absolutely right. He says, Swank, you are not doing well with QBs in fantasy this year. You are 100% right. Like, I don't know what happened. My dynasty league, I thought that I could get Josh Allen in the first round with pick 8, and I was wrong. He went first overall. And then just like, well, then I'm going for
It's that six-year extension.
yeah. I just dynasty is completely different. And then this one, band practice went super late. I just auto picked and it sucks. So I'm gonna be trading like a son of a bitch. I'll look at all your offers
There you go.
right after this show.
All right.
But here we go,
Very good.
kids. It's almost 9:30. We got to roll. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Jerry.
Congratulations to Coach McDermott. I think he just hit 50 wins. So
Third
that's a
most
big
on the
milestone.
list.
Third most. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Also, there's a video out there of Von Miller constantly saying, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink. I don't know if you guys seen this.
Yep.
He's telling the players, don't blink. Keep your eyes open the whole game. When the game's over, blink. I want to share that with the fandemonium, the mafia, and the fans. Don't blink. Keep your eyes open. Watch this whole season. We say it year in and year out. Enjoy the ride. If we truly believe that this season is going to end with a trophy race, enjoy the whole damn thing.
Mhm.
Don't
Yes,
blink.
sir.
Watch the games. Cheer for your team. If they're down, we have Josh Allen. We have that defense. We have Frazier, McDermott. We have Dorsey. We have a team to be proud of. Don't blink. Enjoy the whole ride. Go Bills.
Like it. Scooter.
I got two things, Swank. We do a live during the game thread, which you guys could type away questions, concerns, what's going on with the game, go Bills, touchdown, all that stuff. We love it. We actually hit pretty crazy numbers this week, and that all goes to the fandemonium presence and the fandemonium participation. My final thought is it's a big week. It's a Monday Night Football. We're finally home. There's the Buffalo love. There's the Dawson Knox thing. I think my thing for everybody out there is hold yours a little closer. It's a big week for Buffalo being home, but love the family that's with you right now. Love the family that's not with you. It's an emotional week for Buffalo. I think they're probably going to present it that way, but if they don't, it's a big week. The whole thing with the top shooting, the whole thing with the Knox brother losing his life. It's more than just football, and definitely watch the games with the one you love. Talk Bills football if that's you're out. Talk to someone if you're not feeling the right way. Communicate. Communication is the way to go, and it needs to be handled better. The communication part, and just talk to people. You feel a certain way, give someone a phone call. There's always someone willing to listen, and there's always someone willing to help out or at least guide you in a way that they know best. So, love the ones you're with. Love your Bills fans. Love your family. Let's celebrate all together and let's cheer on the Buffalo Bills Monday Night Football.
Hell yeah. John says, stop it. You're going to make me cry.
No, if you're looking for an outlet, even, message us, DM us, anybody.
Yep.
Either through 24/7 Buff Fandemonium or us privately. We'll talk to you. If you need a
hell
call,
yeah.
we'll call you. Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely. I love talking to you guys. I like talking to you guys most people I talk to. Listen, we got a big game coming up. It's been too long without Bills football now. We had to wait all that time, and then we got that awesome win on Thursday night, and now you got to wait until the last game, the first game to the last game. And I'm going to tell you what, man, if you don't think that McDermott, Josh Allen, Von Miller, every defensive coach and offensive coach wasn't studying every inch of that Tennessee Titans game and just getting under their skin like a tick, you're crazy. They're going to wash the shit out of them, and I wholeheartedly believe it. And it's 3 years coming right now.
Mm-hmm.
3 years.
Got that bad taste?
Yeah. Also, that hit that Henry took, there was, I think, a linebacker that smoked the shit out of him. That pop. His face after that, his eyes were like this big. Like, that's going to be Tremaine Edmonds all damn game.
Yeah,
You wait
right.
him. He's not going to like it. And I can't wait. Same thing with quarterbacks, right? You pop them enough, they hate it. He's not going to want to go that way. And I can't wait to see it. Listen, you can check us out every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the K-Gun Report, Season 3. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor, anywhere that you get your audio from. Don't forget about Sunday sessions. This week, I believe it's going to be Monday before the game.
Yep.
We're going to do Monday night probably at 5:30? 5:30
Mm-hmm.
to 6:30?
7:15 game, which is really early.
Yeah, so we'll try to do like 5:30 to 6:30. Get it Ryan Thomas and make sure he's cool with all that.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget to do that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and go Bills.
Enjoy it, everyone. Go Bills.
Don't blink. Go Bills.
Go!
This is a dangerous group.